Give me a word if you came here tonight with a family member. And if you came with a friend. Oh, there's not as many with friends, but you're more enthusiastic. That's interesting, isn't it? The people who came with a friend, is anybody in a really long friendship? Give me a wave if you are. We've got people here. Oh, right in the front. How long have you two been friends? 15 years. Thank you for that. There was a lady the other day, shouted out 45 years. I said, wow, where did you meet? And she went, at birth. So it's not your fucking mum, is it? I hate people are like that. My mum's my best friend. Yeah, you're not hers. She wants you to move out. But well done to all of the long friendships in the room. I'm very impressed by you. I'm also a little bit jealous of you. I have friends from comedy, friends from other jobs that I found. I don't have any friends from school. You wouldn't think you'd know why, but I know exactly why. When I was a kid and my birthday rolled around, my mum would say, would you like a party? You have to remember that kids' parties when I was a child very different to kids' parties now. For example, I have a friend who has an 8-year-old daughter. For her last birthday party, they hired somebody to do manicures and also a hot tub. So what the fuck are you doing? You're not Kardashians. But if you've got little ones now, maybe this is the kind of elaborate party that you have to put on. Maybe you hire a venue. Maybe somebody does the catering. Maybe a man you don't know comes in a weird outfit and plays with your children for money. You can call him a clown if you like, but my description is still valid. Come on in, kids. Pedo the clown has arrived. We're pretty sure he's all right, but don't sniff his flower just in case. At least you'd know if he was getting any of the kids to touch him in the wrong area, because it makes this sound. I fully expect at some point on this tour to start getting really angry emails from clowns, which I will then forward on to the police. I found another one for you. You're welcome. Did a show in Antwerp a while back, in Antwerp in Belgium, and just after I honked, a man on the front row, really quiet, really sinister looking, just went, do it again. So for him and for you. This is not the kind of party that was an offer to me, though, when I was a child. Let's gauge your age in the room. Give me a woo if you're under 40. 40 and above? There's a lot more of us. We can take them, can't we? The kind of party that was an offer to me in the 70s and the 80s would be this. 6 friends maximum. And that's the sort of amount I would have struggled to fill at that age. Somebody would have to bring their cousin just to make up the numbers. In your house, wasn't it always in your house? And your mum or a mum, someone's mum, would prepare the food. And by that I mean they would cut it all into cubes. So it could take part in the hedgehog. Anything that wasn't cut into cubes was cut on an angle, so you know you're at a party. That's how you know. I don't know if you know, but this works as an adult as well. If you're ever at somebody's house and you're like, is it a party? Is it not a party? Look at the food. Is it cut on an angle? You're at a fucking party. Or the biscuits fanned out on a plate. You're at a fucking party. You don't do that for yourself, do you? You don't sit down in front of Bake Off with a packet of pink wafers in your best plate. No, you put the full packet in, pull out the wrapper. There'd also be party games. When there'd be party games, one of your toys would be wrapped up several times and passed around until some other fucker takes it home. Someone would piss themselves, wouldn't they, always? Usually the same child at every party. And you'd all go home with a little bag of crap. That's a kid's party, isn't it? The 70s and the 80s right there. The other option, if I didn't want a party, would be this. So I'm from a place called South Shields. South Shields is near Newcastle. And in Newcastle is a department store called Fenix, quite a fancy department store. And I had the option, if I wanted to, instead of a party, to go to Fenix for the day with my mum, just the two of us. We go to the restaurant, which was not fancy. Any restaurant that starts with your own tray is not fancy. And I could choose anything I liked off the menu, which every single time I went was always the same thing. All I ever wanted was chips in a bowl. That's all I ever wanted. Because to me, the height of luxury was being able to have nothing else with your chips but other fucking chips. Then we'd go to the toy department, I'd pick a toy, and we'd go home. Every single birthday I had as a child was spent in Fenix. I never said yes to a party. I chose Fenix over friends. Some would say chips over friends. Still sort of doing it now, and I regret not a fucking thing. But every time I was invited to somebody else's birthday party as a kid, I always went. It's rude, really, isn't it, to go to others' parties, never have one of your own. I'd go to the party, I'd eat the cubed food, I'd win a prize, piss myself. I'd go home with a little bag of crap and an adult man's mobile number.